Hi everyone. So we're looking this week at our renewal theme, and it is renewed in forgiveness. And so as part of this daily YouTube thought for the day, I'm just going to share with you a couple of thoughts and some scriptures that are really important to me and that have really helped me. So the theme seems quite daunting, I think, when you hear about it. When you hear the word forgiveness, it seems like a really heavy word, maybe, like quite a heavy laden word. And I think probably, if I'm honest, my first thought when I hear somebody start talking about forgiveness is forgiving someone else for something that, has maybe happened to me, or in a way that I've been hurt by someone or something like that. But actually, as I began to think about just sharing this quick thought with you all, the thing that was uppermost in my mind was when I first got saved and when I first decided to give my life to Jesus and become a Christian, and actually that realization of being forgiven and that Jesus had done it all and taken it all on for me. And actually that is the most liberating and incredible revelation that you can ever have in your life. I mean, it changed my life from that day on without question. So one of the things, as I was just kind of thinking about what I was going to share, or maybe the scriptures that are important to me, a friend of mine said something to me recently, and it just took me back to different places in the Bible where it talks about the idea or the theme of Jesus making a way where there is no way, that Jesus made a way where there exists no way. So on our own, there's nothing that we can do, no matter how hard we try or how many, great self-help programs we try and follow. We cannot change ourselves. We can do a few things here and there which are going to make a difference, maybe, but we cannot fundamentally change ourselves. We can't save ourselves, and that's why we need Jesus. We cannot escape the weight of our own sin. He is the one that came and saved us, and he is the one that makes a way where there is no way. And actually, all of us have a moment in our lives, or several moments in our lives, where we come face to face with the big questions and we start thinking, who am I? What am I here for? What's the meaning of life? And oh my goodness, we've been through quite a year for maybe pondering the way that we live and the things that we do and the things that are important. And so, I just was really, really struck by my memory of what that initial encounter was like, and how that has changed me and how that has shaped me in my life from that point on, and just grows and grows all the time. And I know that I'll never reach where I want to be until I actually meet Jesus face to face. But thank goodness I'm a work in progress by the Holy Spirit, according to his power at work within me. But the Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still, is one of the verses that I just wrote down as I was thinking about what I wanted to share. And that's from Exodus 14, verse 14. And I love that verse so much because it literally encapsulates the fact that we cannot save ourselves. We can't really do anything without Jesus. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. And it's just like the gift of salvation and the gift of forgiveness that Jesus offers us. He's already done it all. He's already made a way. He's already paid the ultimate price with his life for ours, so that we can have life, and life in all its fullness. And I'll never get over that. And that leads me to remembering a time when I was a fairly new Christian, and I think it was maybe just coming up to a year. So I did Alpha at a church that I used to go to at Holy Trinity Herdsfield, where my parents still go. And I did Alpha in my late 20s. And that was the pinnacle moment for me, where I came face to face with the question of, well, if I believe that these things are true, what am I going to do about that? And that was the point for me that I actually came face to face with that decision of putting things back in a neat box where I think they'd probably been for most of my life, that I did believe, but it didn't change how I live my life, not on a daily basis. and then being catapulted into this place of thinking, well, if this is true, then I'm all in. And that was where I got to when I experienced Alpha at that point in my life. And the following, so I did that in about the May when I was about 27, and then the following Easter, so it was like the first Easter when since I'd become a Christian. And I remember sitting in church on Good Friday morning at the end of the service, and people began to kind of like mill out, and I think, you know, there's maybe coffee and a bit of time together at the end, and I just couldn't go. I couldn't leave. I was sitting in my seat and I was just weeping. And if I get a bit emotional while I talk about it, it's because it meant so much to me. And I remember my dad being there and him coming back into church to come and find me because I hadn't come out yet. And I was just sitting there sobbing, and I think he was trying to comfort me and sort of say, you know, it's okay, you don't need to be upset, it's all right, you know. I remember being really upset when I first became a Christian, and you know, and I completely understand he was being lovely and he was just trying to comfort me. But actually, I now know in that moment, it was an absolute Holy Spirit moment of conviction, not condemnation. And there is a massive difference, because the Holy Spirit is the one that convicts us. And the enemy of our souls is the one that wants to condemn us and keep us down and keep us in that place of thinking, you're no good, you'll never be good enough. But Jesus, in his goodness and his kindness, he meets us where we are, and he brings us the gift of forgiveness. He brings us the gift of salvation, and it's gently and it's lovingly and it's kindly. And he has already made that way. We just have to have the grace to say thank you and accept it, and it's incredible, and it will change your life. It changed my life. And so yeah, I think probably one of the most important things that is a constant work in progress that I have learned in my life is that do not let sin get a foothold in your life. And when you feel that like Holy Spirit conviction, or when you just kind of get that sense of like, oh, I wish I'd not done that, or I wish I'd not said that, or something's just not sitting right with you, like believe, trust and know that the Holy Spirit is at work within you if you have said yes to Jesus in your life. And so listen to that voice. He is your counselor, he's your guide, he is your teacher. And the Holy Spirit is so precious and beautifully shows us when we're getting things wrong. So don't run from that and don't hide from that, because I think that is my natural tendency, is to kind of like go inward and hide when you realise that you've done something wrong and it's not good. But bring it to Jesus. Bring it to Jesus by confessing it with your lips, saying what you did, let go of it, don't try and justify it, and just lay it down. And the peace that comes and the incredible gift of forgiveness is yours to receive again. So today, be blessed, know that you are loved, and that you can walk in the forgiveness that Jesus gives you freely.